What's going on, YouTube, and welcome back to Goal Line Hockey. It's your boy Kevin Forte, and today we are going over the latest rumors around Minnesota Wild forward Kevin Fiala. Fiala is a restricted free agent this summer, and the Minnesota Wild are one of those teams that just doesn't have the cap space to re-sign him. Doesn't also help that his postseason numbers this year didn't really help his case for Minnesota to want to re-sign him. So chances are Kevin Fiala's on his way out. What teams could be interested in Fiala's services this summer? We're going to go over that today. So Kevin Fiala, the 25-year-old former first-round pick of the Nashville Predators back in 2014, has had a pretty good NHL career. This is a guy that really, since he was younger, has put up good numbers. He put up good numbers in the SHL, pretty much almost a point per game over in Sweden. Once he came to the States, he still put up pretty good numbers in the AHL for a couple of seasons. But really, when he started his career with Nashville, during their good, successful years, Fiala was one of those pieces that really helped this team get going. And he is a goal scorer. He spent 5 seasons with the Nashville Predators, and his final season he picked up 32 points in 64 games. He ended up getting traded to the Minnesota Wild for Mikael Granlund, and now this will be his 4th season with the Wild. His numbers have continued to increase. He had almost 50 points his last season in Nashville, or his second to last season in Nashville. He's had some injury issues, but for the most part, this is a guy that has played a lot and been consistently scoring goals. The last couple of years, he picked up 23 goals in a 64-game season 2 years ago, 20 goals in 50-game season last year, and he picked up 33 goals this year in an 82-game schedule. He was also well over a point per game this season, 85 points in 82 games. You're not seeing him come back. It's not happening. Minnesota does not have the money here. And you consider the fact he's played 400 games in the league. He's got some miles under his belt. He probably wants a bigger ticket this year. You're probably looking at between a 5 to 7 year deal this year for Fiala. Now, I'm not throwing the 8th year there because I don't think a team's going to sign him to 8 years. I think you're looking at somewhere between 5 and 7 years. Take him till he's in his early 30s, and he could even maybe cash out again, depending on where he's at that point. But a lot of teams have been linked to the 85-point producer this season. The latest rumors, according to a couple of sources from The Athletic, Kevin Fiala has been connected to the Ottawa Senators, which we've talked about on plenty of videos. Same thing here, the New Jersey Devils, Philadelphia Flyers, the New York Islanders, interesting, the Anaheim Ducks, and the Los Angeles Kings. So all of those teams need some scoring help, and it would be kind of funny to see another former Predators forward, most recently Victor Arvidsson, potentially Kevin Fiala going there as well to Los Angeles. It does make sense for all those teams. They have a little bit of cap space. They do have the money to sign him, but they need top 6 forward help. So in that sense, it also makes sense. We've heard a lot of rumors recently that the Islanders have talked to Bill Guerin about some trades here and there. They tried to trade Andrew Ladd's contract to the Minnesota Wild for Zach Parise a couple years back. That obviously fell through. They bought him out, and the Islanders end up getting Parise via free agency. But we know that those talks have gone on between Lamoriello and Bill Guerin. They are one of the GM. They are 2 GMs that do talk to each other. So I could see that being in the works. I do think the Islanders will try to take a swing at one of the big guys like Forsberg or Gaudreau, but I don't think they have the money to execute that. And that's why I think a guy like Kevin Fiala does make more sense, maybe at a little bit of a lower cap hit. So I do think Kevin Fiala is going to be very attractive to plenty of teams this summer. And the good news is for the Wild, well, they can trade his trading rights. He is an RFA once again this summer. He signed a 1-year RFA deal last year. Guerin took a big bet saying, listen, we don't think you're going to be that good. You had a good season this year. Prove it again this year. And he more than exceeded those expectations and has now priced himself out, way out, from the Minnesota Wild. And had the Wild signed him to a good deal last year, they wouldn't be in this situation. Here we are, though, a year later. Kevin Fiala, it's not going to work. I think they'd like to get a pretty good package for him. You're probably looking at some draft picks, probably a first-round pick, probably another depth draft pick, whether that's a second or a third. And you also have to sign the guy, so that is another part of it that you have to consider. With all that said, Kevin Fiala is a top 6 scoring winger, and you know that teams are always looking for more guys that can score goals, and all these teams have deficiencies in that category, and it would make sense. So guys, let me know what you think down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again next time.